update on sports stories across the globe, Aaron Akerijola joins us. Good morning, Aaron.
Yes, good morning to you, Ayo. Good morning to you, Doctor. Good morning to you, Rufai. Let's get it all started today with one team that have the culture of winning, and they've just taken it to another level, or to the stratosphere, some would say. Real Madrid clinched their 38th La Liga or Premier Division title this weekend, and kudos to them for what they have been doing this season, understanding that for most of the season, as a matter of fact, in the last 28 matches, they've been unbeaten, and you look at how things have actually played out for them, and certainly Real Madrid have a lot to party. But everyone seems to be talking about one man, talking about his name, the Italian Carlo Ancelotti, who was celebrating with the players there in the picture, and how he's been a serial winner when it comes to the leagues globally. That's his dominance has not just been with AC Milan back in the day or Real Madrid with the Los Merengues, because you can actually see he's won Serie A titles, he's won Premier League titles, he's won Liga titles, he's won Bundesliga titles, and he's also won La Liga titles. So he's a very accomplished manager and also a very accomplished player. Probably he's in a bracket of his own, or he's in a cadre of his own, because I cannot remember any manager, any player that was dominant in his days and also dominant as a coach. So when you look at that, Carlo Ancelotti stands heads and shoulders with his AS Roma days and also his AC Milan days when he was playing football back in the day. Away from that quickly, let's talk about Liverpool yesterday. They finally found their mojo as they actually thumped Tottenham Hotspur 4-2 on the day with Mohamed Salah.
It's already late.
Back on the score sheet. Mathematically, it's not over. Mathematically, it's not over for them, and they'll be hoping that they can actually stretch this. But you look at Mohamed Salah actually making a very enviable record, 10 goals and assists in the last 3 consecutive seasons. Consistency is the name of the game. Some are saying he's on his last legs. Some are saying that this is his final days with the Cup and the Reds. But looking at that particular race, of course, Arsenal actually had a massive win over the weekend.
Massive.
And as it stands right now, technically they're still top of the table.
Yes.
But because they've only played more games than Manchester City, who also had a massive game this weekend. So you look at how things will actually play out as we get into the final days. It is the penultimate weekend, talking about this weekend, but Man City will actually be playing on the final weekend twice to probably try to usurp Arsenal and go top of the table. But let's see how things actually play out. Arsenal do have a massive game this weekend against Manchester United, and let's see if Mikel Arteta, his charges and their title credentials can stand the test of Manchester United. Manchester United themselves do have a game today against Crystal Palace, but let's see how it actually goes. Away from that quickly, let's talk about Chelsea. Rufai, I'm shocked that Chelsea are just doing massively well. And things seem to be clicking. Of course, Cole Palmer yesterday, when you actually look at it, and that particular enviable record of guys that are age 21 and younger, Cole Palmer right now has actually got into that particular bracket and that particular club, having scored well over 21 goals. Of course, when you look at the likes of Robbie Fowler back in the day with Liverpool, you cannot just envy him. But if we're to go back a little bit, you can actually see that the records of Chelsea right now in the last 4, 5, 6 games is looking good. And at the moment,
how many games at the end of the season?
No, they can't still sneak into the
Europa
League.
No, I'm just asking, how many games at the end of the season?
Right now for Chelsea, they've still got 3.
3 games?
Yeah, so who knows? Who knows?
And you're saying sneak into the Europa League?
Yes.
God will judge you. So it's Europa Chelsea used to play.
Away from that,
God will judge you.
One particular man that doesn't need the judgment of God right now because he's actually in the light. He's no other than Xabi Alonso. We've been praising him to the high heavens, the former Real Madrid, former Liverpool, former Bayern Munich man, continued their unbeaten run. We must say kudos to Victor Boniface, who has been a shining light for them along several Africans. 48
matches now,
unbeaten, and they are actually stretching the ante. And you look at it, you can look at the likes of Benfica, you look at the likes of Dynamo Zagreb, and all those other ones that are trying. So he's actually pushing the record this season. And kudos to Xabi Alonso. They had to just celebrate with the crowd at the Bay Arena. And quickly, let's talk about one man who had an enviable record. He's the man with the most pole positions as you go into Formula One, most pole positions without a win, up until Miami. Right, as Will Smith would say, welcome to Miami. And he decided that in Miami, I would do something massive. And he even tweeted, he could not even believe it. Lando Norris is his name, and peeping Max Verstappen. So we're beginning to see bleeps and chinks in the armor of Max Verstappen. But this time around, this is all about Lando Norris and what he's been able to do. Verstappen coming in second, and Charles Leclerc also coming in third. So Ferrari are looking like they have the car that might help Lewis Hamilton to that GOAT status. Let's see how it actually goes in the meantime. But for now, it is still mixed for Lewis Hamilton, who is ninth on the grid when you look at the standings for the players. And finally, congratulations to our relay teams. The 4x400 for the man and the mixed 4x100 as they've qualified for Paris 2024. The list of athletes that are going to the Olympics is beginning to swell more and more. And we are happy that we are having competitive athletes gearing up for Paris 2024. We do not want to make it just a participatory appearance. More or less, we want something competitive and bring back medals and make this great nation smile once again. Kudos to the team.
Okay, so, I mean, you said mathematical possibility for Liverpool. I think that to a large extent the race between Arsenal and Man City. Yeah. I don't see any mathematical possibility, coming through.
Man City can lose all their games. Liverpool can lose all their games. I mean, Arsenal can lose all their games. And anything can happen.
Moving on.
Okay.
Moving on. Let's not dwell on things that you know, Aaron. You just want to be cheeky. Okay. But concerning Chelsea, yes, they've been doing well. But for me, I am not pleased with Pochettino and the Chelsea team this season. I don't think they are great, and that's why I've lost interest. I'm a Chelsea fan.
But they're finishing strong. They're finishing strong.
I mean, that's not finishing strong. With the kind of investment in Chelsea should be challenging for Champions League stuff. So when you say Europa, with how much Chelsea spent, close to $1 billion? Please.
But this is what happens when you buy youth.
No, God will
inconsistency
that's why I said God
actually creeps in.
That's why I said God will judge you. So don't worry. Secondly, concerning Formula One, congrats to Lando Norris. But I think it's not going to stop the incredible performance of Verstappen.
No.
I think we should accept the fact that Verstappen will probably be another Schumacher in the works, or probably beat Schumacher's record.
Rufai, just quickly about that. With this particular winner, what we've seen happen, a lot of people are already signaling that this might just be the end of the beginning of the end, or some are saying that the end of the beginning. Because we know Formula One and the Red Bull team do have problems.
No, we know they have
underlying problems. People pulling out, people resigning.
People pulling out and everything. And those problems
can Christian Horner steady the ship enough for another season? This season might be won by Red Bull and Max Verstappen. But what happens next season? With so many of those trusted hands of decades being probably pushed aside or refusing to continue with Christian Horner.
That's a possibility, but based on the strength of what happens on the grid, you have one of the most two talented and focused and dedicated drivers in Red Bull as we speak today.
True.
You've got Checo and you've got Vesti. Mm-hmm. So you've got two of them there. Yes, what is happening in the background might not be good, but they will rally the team together because there's also a philosophy that Dietrich used to have as regards the team.
Well, it's unfortunate that Dietrich has actually
I know
passed on.
Dietrich's passing too is also a big problem, but there's also a big philosophy. And also don't forget that Red Bull is about only the team that has a developmental framework where you have another team. They have two teams on the grid. They have AlphaTauri that has the likes of Yuki and all of that.
Yeah.
So they also have a developmental framework to be able to funnel drivers in. So it's going to be hard to be able to just displace Red Bull like that. They will have their challenges. They will go through it. Teams go through scanners here. I mean, Mercedes is passing through their own. Probably if Hamilton leaves, then...
Remember, when Vettel won 4 in a row, they actually went into the cold for a long time.
Yeah, but they also come out of the cold, so it's not the end of the world.
All right, so the EPL, like you mentioned, I believe that, I mean, Liverpool, yes, is still number 3, but right now it looks like a Man City win, if I were being honest. However, there's still, I'm being honest, but there's still a ray of hope for Arsenal. And, Arsenal that's a very hopeful team. They are the real renewed hope.
Everyone, aside Man City fans, want Arsenal to win the league.
Yeah, of course. But if we're being realistic, if you look at the matches left, the only, perhaps, saving grace might be Tottenham. And Tottenham is not in the finest of forms, while Man City is just in excellent form. unfortunately, if Arsenal hadn't dropped points, they might have been, and that's why people keep saying, well, you know what has been, the joke over the weekend has been that if Man U does the job in terms of Arsenal, or if Tottenham does the job, then Arsenal loses to Man U, who have been their arch enemies for many years. Yeah. It will just be the style of Arsenal. But let me not put it out there so that it doesn't happen. What we're hoping for a photo finish is for us to finish our games 100% winning, and Tottenham does the Lord's work for Arsenal. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I hope that Arsenal will see that they fought really hard to get there. And at least they'll be going to Champions League. I'm not talking about Europa League. I think I was so funny. But congratulations to the Nigerian team. To the Nigerian team, the relay team, the athletics, our athletes are really flying our flag high. And I'm looking forward to them excelling even at the Olympics. But I just want to reiterate what we've talked about a number of times here in terms of preparation, support. You're shaking your head because you don't look very... It is, but I mean, it's the best... even if it's late, the next best time to do it is now. The athletes and the competitors have worked hard on their own. Can we now support
Let's see if the 4x400 mixed 4x400 mixed relay can actually
I just want to say that we've been talking about, we still have a few months. Let them not come on the day and answer, we did not get this, no kids, no money. It wouldn't be a good enough excuse. I'm hoping that this will be our best show at the Olympics thus far, especially with this new administration that looks committed and has shown the right body language towards sports. So I'm hoping that would be reflected at the Olympics this year. But congratulations, Team Nigeria.
Okay, Formula One in Miami. Let's not get too excited by the fact that McLaren's Lando Norris won. It was a matter of luck and timing. But that's not so much about his pace. Look, you recall that there was a hitch.
Yes.
And the safety car had to be deployed.
Yes.
It was the safety car that gave him the advantage to go ahead of Verstappen. So don't say... is this the beginning of the end for Max Verstappen? We'll see. The next stop is Italy, right?
Yes, it is.
Italy, May 17 to Monza, 19.
Right? Monza.
Yeah. So when you see that, we'll see what happens. So if there is a hitch and somebody gets an advantage, even Lando Norris himself will say, oh, about time.
Because he
wasn't too convinced.
Because he has been on the podium too many times and never won a race.
Yeah, so he wasn't too convinced. So the thing even came to him as a surprise. Now, let's go to La Liga. Yes, congratulations to Real Madrid. Superlative performance. The entire season, they lost only one game.
Yes, they did.
And that was in September to Atletico Madrid. But the big revelation is Jude Bellingham. 20-year-old Jude Bellingham, who has done very well, undisputed, undoubtedly, the best player in the La Liga this season. But they have a complete team. It's not alone. You have Vinicius Junior, you have Rodrigo, and you have 38-year-old Luka Modric. So quite a complete team. They don't even have a good defense. Their defense is weak, but they have a near-perfect forward line. So they have a forward line. That's why those people who adopt, defensive football tactics, we have the example of Real Madrid, that if you are good on the forward line, you can perform miracles. And then Andy Rublev, won the Madrid Open, which is quite impressive. Don't say it's because all the big shots.
No, the big shots probably. We know we still have two more tours before the clay season is over.
There's Rome. There's French Open.
Yeah, so two more tours. So probably maybe the guys are saving themselves, are just putting themselves in the groove, are just trying to oil the machine, because you and I know this. Roland Garros is what everyone is gunning for. The Grand Slam. This will be Rafael Nadal's last outing in the Roland Garros. He is reigned supreme in Paris, and we are hoping that maybe he wins, or maybe Novak Djokovic, or maybe Alcaraz can just be a party pooper. We'll have to wait and see. But Rublev, kudos to him.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Now, finally, Liverpool. Their matter was settled at Goodison Park. I don't think that's still part of it.
Doctor, you can never say it's true.
Their matter was settled at Goodison Park.
Let's see how things. It's still humanly possible.
Which miracle? You think Man City will throw away any?
He has been praying for a miracle. I'm talking about Jurgen Klopp because this is his final season, and that send forth that was meant to be glorious and riding into the sunset has not really played out. But they are beginning to pick up results. Let's hope. Just hope. Hope against hope sometimes does really work.
This is not Dama miracle.
From a country of hope. But don't overstretch it.
This is not Dama miracle.
However, I think, the big takeaway from it was a statement made by Mohamed Salah.
Yeah.
It was last weekend or so.
Yeah.
He had issues with Jurgen Klopp, that touchline dispute of, behaving like a prima donna. But this time around, at least it's like, okay, let's see, I will show you next time around.
He has a lot to prove.
And, he made a statement.
Yeah, because Lip Reader said that he was telling Jurgen Klopp, I've been here 7 years.
Yeah.
Give me my flowers.
Well, he proved it.
Yes, he did.
In this particular
class act any
match.
day.
Yeah, but will he go? Will he stay when his contract ends?
Saudi Arabia is calling with big money.
Well, that will be to his benefit. But
yes.
Will he stay in Liverpool for glory? But that remains to be seen.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.